So look, I'm having fun here. There's no reason to stop doing these. You want to hang out and remember some sports history? These are live. You can interact. Not gonna beg or advertise. It'll happen or not. Anyways, I'm Kevin, coming at you live from Sports Lab 100. Happy Thursday. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Turns out, including Nashville. Yeah. Today we're talking about Golden State. Today we're talking about Golden State basketball and Steph Curry. There are Steph Curry shots where you remember because they went in, and then there's this one because it made the whole sport feel like it moved overnight. Warrior 36 takes us to February 27, 2016. Golden State at Oklahoma City. It's not just a cool regular season game that aged well. It felt big that night. The Warriors came in as the defending champions, and they were chasing something legendary. Not just the top seed in the West, not just 60 wins, not just 70 wins, but the ghost of the 1996 Bulls. Every game had that, are we watching history or are we watching a trap? Oklahoma City was 41-17 coming in. They weren't a basic obstacle. They were Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook with size, speed, anger, and a building that could get nasty. Billy Donovan was in his first year coaching, and the Thunder were trying to prove they weren't just another dangerous team. They're trying to prove they could actually be the team. But Golden State was 52-5 before tip-off. Pretty good, right? But this was also on the road against a real contender late in February, with the whole league waiting for someone to drag the Warriors back down to earth. Steph Curry, by this point, he was already a made man, born in Akron, raised in Charlotte, son of Dell, overlooked by the bigger schools, then turned Davidson into a March fever dream. When he played at Davidson, he wasn't just a shooter, he was the show. He led the country in scoring as a junior, left as the school's all-time guy, somehow still entered NBA as a question. Too small, bad ankles, combo guard. Can he run a team? Can he survive? You know the old scouting report buffet. A lot of it was reasonable at the time. Almost all of it looks stupid now. Golden State took him 7th overall in 2009, and the early version was dazzling but fragile. Then Mark Jackson helped give the Warriors belief. Steve Kerr gave them structure. Klay Thompson gave them the cleanest running mate impossible. Draymond Green gave the whole thing teeth. By 2015, Curry was MVP and a champion. By 16, he was something else. He wasn't just beating defenses. He was embarrassing their very geometry. Teams spent decades deciding what counted as a bad shot. And Steph walked in like, yeah, about that. This game starts like OKC knows exactly what it is. The Thunder jumped Golden State early, up 30-20 after one. And the Warriors looked just a little bit mortal. Not bad or scared, just mortal. That alone is news. Durant was cooking, Westbrook was pushing, Serge Ibaka was eating every board off the glass. And OKC led by 11 points at halftime. Wasn't a fake lead built on gimmicks. The Thunder were bigger, louder, and they were playing the game they wanted. Then early in the third quarter, Steph Curry rolled his ankle. For a few minutes, the whole night changed. Curry went back to the locker room, and that's the danger in watching Curry. His game can look weightless, but his body still has to cash the checks. Ankles had been the old fear, and for a second, that old fear walked right back into the room. Then Curry came back. It's not the shot people remember, but it's the hinge. Curry returning to that game gave Golden State oxygen. OKC had him wounded. They had the lead, and they had the crowd. They had the better physical game. And this is where the Thunder put him away, right? No. This is where it gets kind of stupid. Curry starts bending the sport. He hits from deep. He hits in rhythm. He hits the kind of shots that make defenders look like they're following instructions from an outdated manual from 1998 in Chinese. Golden State takes a brief lead, but OKC enters with a 13-0 run. With 9:15 left in the fourth, The Thunder are up 90-78, 12 points at home with Durant and Westbrook. Against most teams, that's closing time. But against the Warriors, it's just the part of the movie where you think you're safe. Klay Thompson finally hits a three that isn't from Curry, cutting it to one late. Durant comes right back with a three of his own, and with 14.5 seconds left, 14.5 seconds, OKC leads 103-99. Yeah, that should be enough, right? 2 possessions, barely any time. The crowd is screaming. The Warriors are scrambling. Klay gets a quick layup. Then the Thunder turn it over. Andre Iguodala gets fouled with 0.7 seconds left. That's just enough time for every Thunder fan to feel their soul leave their body. Iguodala hits both free throws, tie game, overtime. Little thing here. This game is a perfect snapshot of those Warriors, how they were more than just Curry highlights. Sure, Steph is the sun, but Klay is the escape hatch. Iguodala is the adult in the room, and Draymond is a straight chaos engine. That's what made them hell. You could survive the avalanche, still get clipped by the support beam. In overtime, Durant fouled out early, and that was big. OKC still fights because Westbrook was never built to concede anything. But the Thunder lose their cleanest late-game scorer. Even then, they were still right there. Golden State tied it at 118. OKC had the ball. Westbrook got a mid-range look and misses. Iguodala rebounded and pushes it to Curry. Now, the normal basketball play is to call timeout, or slow up, or get closer, or run a play. You got time. But Steph doesn't care about the normal play. He crosses half court, takes a couple dribbles, and pulls up from somewhere near Tulsa. It's not a desperation heave. That's the whole point. His feet are under him, his rhythm's clean, his brain's already done the math before the defense realizes there's a test. Warriors announcer Mike Breen gives it the double bang, not 1, 2, because 1 wasn't enough. Warriors 121, Thunder 118. Curry finishes with 46 points, 12 of 16 from three-point range, tying the NBA single game record at the time. Klay adds 32, Draymond has 14 rebounds and 14 assists. For OKC, Durant scores 37 before fouling out. Westbrook puts up 26 and 13 helpers, and Ibaka grabs 20 rebounds. So the Thunder out-rebounded Golden State 62-32. They doubled them and still lost. It's not even fair. Afterward, Curry basically says he didn't know exactly where he was. He just knew he had practiced that shot, felt the timing, and let it go. Draymond's reaction was better. What was that? 40 feet? That's absurd. Klay said Curry had the greatest range he'd ever seen. That's both a compliment and a scouting report that helps nobody. Billy Donovan didn't sound like a coach whose team had folded. He sounded like a guy who knew his team had played well enough to beat almost anyone. The problem is they weren't playing almost anyone. They were playing the one team where sometimes a good defense doesn't even matter. So the win pushed Golden State to 53-5, the best 58-game start in NBA history. And they clinched a playoff spot in February. That's absurd too. The Warriors weren't just winning. They were making the calendar look drunk. Speaking of which, honey bourbon. For Oklahoma City, this game was both painful and encouraging. They lost, but they also saw the blueprint. They had the size, they had the athletes, they had the stars. They could make Golden State uncomfortable. And a few months later, that became a real problem. The rest of the season turned into NBA mythology. Golden State finished 73-9, breaking Chicago's regular season wins record. Curry won his second straight MVP award and became the first unanimous MVP in NBA history. The Warriors beat Houston, then beat Portland, and then ran into these same Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. And OKC had them. They were up 3-1. Durant and Westbrook were right there, standing over the defending champs. Then Game 6 Klay happened. Then Game 7 happened. Golden State escaped, reached the finals, went up 3-1 on Cleveland, and then basketball history did the meanest possible thing. The Warriors blew the lead they just survived against OKC. Cleveland won Game 7 in Oakland, and the 73-win Warriors became legendary and haunted at the same time. The Thunder finished 55-27, won the Northwest, beat Dallas, and knocked out San Antonio. That proved OKC wasn't just a matchup problem for Golden State. They were a real title-level team. But after the Warriors' comeback, the whole thing cracked. Durant left for Golden State that summer, and the whole league caught fire. Curry's career after this game didn't slow down. Got weirder. Durant arrived, and the Warriors won titles in 2017 and 2018. They reached the finals again in 2019, but injuries tore through them, and Toronto took the crown. Curry broke his hand in 2019-20, and Clay missed 2 full seasons. Dynasty looked done, right? At least old enough for people to start writing the obituary. Turns out that was premature, though, because Curry won another scoring title in 21. Then he broke Ray Allen's all-time three-point record, also that year. 2022, he dragged Golden State, kicking and screaming, back to the finals, beat Boston, and finally got that finals MVP that people had been using as an argument against him. Fair? No. Then in 2024, he went to the Olympics and closed the gold medal game against France with the kind of late flurry that made the whole world make the same face that OKC made in 2016. That's the Curry loop. You'd think you've seen the outer edge. Then he moves it. Next up, we go from a shot that made Oklahoma City sick to one that made Houston breathe again. So Astro 61 is Carlos Correa. October 13th, 2019, Game 2 of the ALCS against the Yankees. Extra innings, series pressure. A superstar shortstop who had already saved runs with his glove, then decided to end the night with one swing. Correa knew it was gone. Houston knew the series had changed. Yankee fans knew the bad feeling immediately. But for Warrior 36, this is the Steph Curry game that became shorthand. You don't even have to explain it. You say that OKC shot, and basketball people know what you're talking about. It's the shot from the logo before the logo shot became normal. It's the double bang. It's the night of 52-5 team somehow still leveled up in public. And it's the cleanest possible summary of primetime Curry. The defense did enough. The clock allowed it. The math hated it. And the ball still went in. That's not luck. That's Steph. Now, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.